being a leader for Lovely Professional University, what is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style?
See, leadership, if you define the present style of a leader, it should have three basic components. The basic principle of leadership in today's context is that you need to learn together, you need to grow together, and you need to work together. See, in a team, nobody has got a leverage above other. You'll have to participate as a member and prove your worth. According to my philosophy as a leader, if you are going to make 50 runs on your own, then only you can expect good runs from your team members. So you need to be a player first and then a leader. Specifically speaking about academic administration, herein there are students which you need to lead forward. Their aspirations, their expectations are quite energetic. They want to grow fonder in life. So is with your faculty members, because these faculty members, they come from vivid backgrounds. They have their own ways and means of learning, both the students and the faculty. So you need to create a trade-off, a balance of all the expectations put together. You need to work closely with them. You need to focus to each and every faculty what is needed, in what they are the best. Same is with the student. And then you need to harness the best out of them and bring it to the table so that everybody participates equally and grow together.
So how does the curriculum of Lovely Professional University ensure the best practices, and how does it ensure the best practices in the industry, and how does it give the students the maximum exposure needed to tackle the real world problems?
See, we at Lovely Professional University believe in tripartite engagements with the industry. It is not just simply signing an MOU and creating a paper out of it. We basically let the industry participate in all three facets. Number one, they basically look to the curriculum with an atomic approach, that how each and every topic is relevant and is futuristic. When I say relevant, relevant means it brings in the basic essence of concept, and when I say futuristic, it means it is thoughtful enough so that it is going to actually participate 10 years, 20 years down the line. At the curriculum level, we sit together, we let them browse our curriculum, include and insert their expectations in the curricula itself. We have done a whole load of such things with the industry stalwarts or best of the industries, Fortune 500 industries like Cognizant, like SAP, like Google, like Microsoft, like Intel. Now, these companies, they participate in curriculum, not just modification, but they actually laminate the curriculum with their expectation. Meaning thereby that if in the present form, a student or an aspirant intended to work in that company has to be skillful in a particular verse, we include that into the curriculum. The second thing is that they co-deliver the courses. The industry experts and faculty members, they decide on initially that this part would be covered by LPU faculty and this part would be covered by industrial expert. So the student gets the complete blend of book or the concepts as well as how those concepts are being implemented in the industry. And third, and the most important thing, see, my philosophy is very clearly laid out that life never gives you numericals to solve. There'll always be a situation which is given in a life, and out of that situation you need to extract a problem statement and solve that problem statement. We take these situations from the industry, give these situations to our students during the class as an assessment tool, or maybe during the examination. We believe quite less in solving numericals, and we believe in extraction of a problem statement from a given situation and then solve that problem statement. And this has proven fairly worthy, and thus our students are being sought after by the sought after companies.
Okay. So, being at such a leadership position, what has been the biggest challenge you have faced at the university? What was the problem, and how did you achieve the solution to that problem?
See, I basically believe in a doctrine that there is nothing called as challenge. Anything can be seen as an opportunity. So I got loads of opportunity. You remove this word challenge and replace it with opportunity. The biggest opportunity with me is the energy, is the excitement, and is the bubbliness of the students, which I am praiseworthy of, because they are so excited, they are so open to learn, they are agreeing and adapting to unlearn and relearn, unlearn and relearn. Now this is where the biggest opportunity is. If you intend to set up an experiment with the student, be it in terms of their continuous assessment or examination, or maybe the mode of delivery. I'll give you an example. The moment this pandemic was raised, LPU possibly was the first of the academic institutions to switch over to online delivery. And this I consider to harness the best of the opportunity of adaptability and unlearn and relearn to the new facets of life. I take this opportunity every day, and the way the students take it is simply awesome and laudable.
Sir, being a TEDx speaker, among a lot of your many other achievements, so how has that affected and improved, changed your methodology on education and your overall approach on teaching as in its entirety? Because a lot of the things over the period of time must have changed. Being a TEDx speaker must have given you a different perspective. So, and that must have shown and reflected in your day-to-day teaching life. So how did that overall transformation came about?
Being a TEDx speaker is really a privilege, because being there in a forum like this, which is a world open kind of a forum, you get the confidence of accumulating, aggregating, and assimilating your thoughts in the meaningful words and phrases. So whatever you have learned, Einstein has very rightly said that if you cannot make anything understand simply, or if you cannot explain things simply, you haven't understood it. TEDx and other such platforms gives you confidence of translating any of the thoughts, any of the learnings, which may be very complex, to translate it to a common man, that too simply. This is one of the best things which I got: the confidence, the maturity, the usage of the words, the fine selection of the phrases, and voice modulation. They are the keys to make anything explained simply with the metal that you know it thoroughly very well.
Okay. So, sir, have you introduced any extracurricular activities or programs to enhance the skill set of the students so that once they get into the, into their corporate jobs, they are more well prepared, and they have already faced the problems and they are ready to tackle the real life solutions in the real life scenario?
See, at LPU, you know what? We have a unique professional enhancement program. It has got around 13 courses spread across the 4 years of BTech, maybe 3 years of BSc, or 3-year program, or a 2-year program, or a 4-year program. Now, these courses include inputs in soft skills, verbal ability, aptitude, and quantitative analysis. They are given one after the other, and they are actually mingled and bundled together very precariously. We have very thoughtfully put them so that the placeability or the professional skills which are needed other than the concepts are very well included. This is the curriculum part of it. In general, LPU might be having 200 clubs. The student welfare division promotes loads of student club. It starts from robotics to astronomy to yoga to dance to music and whatnot. And these students, they participate flockily in these clubs. Here, they learn how to be a team member, how to accomplish a task wherein all the members and their best of the capabilities are brought in together. This is the key when they go to their corporate world, because they'll have to work in sync, in harmony with other team members and not beat their own trumpets. We do it quite fairly very well. The clubs, the professional enhancement programs, and we have got loads of celebrities. They come and talk to our children. Celebrities like Holy Dalai Lama ji, celebrities like President of India, even the Prime Minister of India was with us. When they share their point of views, when they share their gleam, their glow to the students, they ought to become the best of the corporate players in times to come.
Sir, of course, the students throughout, because of the clubs and because of the enhancement programs, are getting to learn. But at the same time, the competition over the years has increased so much that we are seeing a huge line of students for just one position. So how do you want to give them, what message do you want to give to the students to tackle that problem, to tackle the problem of the competition in India, where GDP is low, employment is low, but the number of students passing out is the same. We don't have that many jobs in the market. Now the competition has increased so much more, but the students still need a job. So how do they tackle that?
There are two schools of thoughts which I would like to present as the answer to your question and query is that A, do not be a job seeker now. In the present scenario, be a job giver. You start becoming an entrepreneur. Now, Government of India's policy, the Government of India's thought of Make in India, vocal for local kind of thing, gives you grand opportunities in the present scenario to become an entrepreneur. And rather than seeking a job, you give job to people. That is one part of it. We have got a startup school and we have got lots of faculty members who are trained entrepreneurship coaches, and students are getting quite benefit out of these entrepreneurship coaches, and they have started their own ventures. So they are no more job seekers, they are job givers. So by this you can tackle this situation. The second aspect is that even if there is a competition and you are well versed with the concepts, you are not befooling by putting a word or by putting a skill set in your resume. You are actually done that and you are master of that. Then there is no possibility that a company would drop you. The competition is there and will be there, but for the mediocre band of students. If you belong to above mediocrity, then you are not there in the competition. And LPU, when you talk about LPU, we have our credo and the punchline of think big. So we just simply don't write think big. We let our students to think big, because as Steve Jobs very rightly said, that stay hungry and stay foolish. I add my version to it: stay hungry, stay foolish, but stay grounded. Because once you lose the ground and you start floating in the skies, there is always a possibility that you can fall down.
Following a similar vision, so what are the biggest strengths of LPU which will help students nurture themselves for becoming a job giver rather than becoming a job taker in the next 5 to 10 years?
4 things would make them stand out and will make them the best of the entrepreneurs in times to come is: number 1, they are given most appropriate and in-depth know-how and knowledge of the very basic concept of the program which they are studying. They are assessed very rightly. And the second comes is the kind of discipline, the kind of punctuality, the kind of sticking to the guidelines or sticking to the timelines given would really make them stand out. Because for anybody, be it a person working in a corporate or a person who's going to be an entrepreneur, matching up the timelines is the underlined viewpoint of success. The third thing is the holistic development, be it through clubs, be it through professional enhancement program, be it through loads of visionaries, interacting with them. They are becoming quite versatile. They are becoming agile. So there is no doubt that they are going to succeed. And fourth, and the most important thing is that industry's inclusion in all 3 components: the curriculum, the labs and the center of excellences, and thirdly, the participation at the level of evaluation and assessment, would surely make them stand out. I'm very sure that students of LPU are going to score more than anybody else in this country.
Okay. So being a leader, you are not only responsible for the academic part of the institute, but you are also responsible for the holistic development, the ecosystem created, the nurturing which take place, and the relationship between the faculty and the students. So how do you maintain that in a very healthy manner so that everybody has an opinion they can express and enact upon?
See, the answer lies in your query only. When you say that everybody is given an equal opportunity to share their opinions and thoughts, and people listening to that are open to express and execute if find legitimate. Now, this is something which is the need of the hour. If I'm given an opportunity to express and explain my thoughts, see, no thought is bad. The point of view to looking at that thought can be bad, but no thought is bad. So taking that philosophy that we open up our arms, we have got an innovation studio which works 24/7. Students can come over there, push their idea. There are people sitting to discuss that idea, and we create pre-prototypes, prototypes, and finally the products out of that. I'll give you certain examples. In the very recent times, we have published more than 300 patents, and more than 10 products are now being pushed into the market out of these patented ideas. Now, this is where the development of both the students and the faculty would happen. You give them a place to share their idea, give them an opportunity to share the idea, and handhold the idea at least to a pre-prototyping or prototyping level, so that you fail fast but fail evenly. I basically believe that give people an opportunity and they will really do wonders for you.
So, sir, how do you strategize about the key research programs and plan for the curriculum and market and administrate between the students? And how do you manage it or everything related to research programs and see the future in its entirety?
See, in LPU, what we do is we divide the discipline into departments. Now, these departments are created on the basis of not just the present state of the art, on the future envisaging of what is going to happen. I'll give you an example. That industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and presently it is 4.0. Our faculty members, they look to the entire evolution pattern, that how everything has evolved to the present state. And they envisage the future, that what is going to happen tomorrow, what is going to happen after 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years down the line. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. They do it, and they weave all the present and the futuristic trends into the curriculum, because they are not separated, but they are segmentized into the disciplines. Transdisciplinary approach, LPU being a vast, large university with 150 programs being run. A computer science faculty and students group talks to fashion designing students and faculty. A biotechnology faculty talks to the electronics students. A mechanical group talks to an agriculture group. So there is an interdisciplinary research philosophy which moves as a high tide in LPU. The second aspect, as you said, that how do we take it to the best of the for the best of the students? We have created pathways based on the aspirations that a student wants to go in for corporate jobs or for higher studies or for research or for being an entrepreneur. We have mingled, we have actually laminated certain courses based on his aspirations. We also have certain minors, departmental electives, and open minors. So a student doing computer science can do an open minor in photography, and maybe in times to come, when the developments are going to extend in virtual reality or augmented reality, He's very well prepared because he knows both the faces of technology and the art very well.
Okay. So, sir, is there any message you want to give to the students and the parents who will be taking admissions this year? And what should they keep in mind while selecting, while choosing where to take the admission and which course to take admission in?
See, the very first message from my side would be adopt and adapt to this new normal. Because anything which becomes a new normal comes with lots of understanding, lots of learning, and lots of lifestyle changes. 3 years down the line, people were skeptical and people were not taking the online content seriously. Online content 3 months down the line was just simply meant for leisure or fun. But just in 3 months, we have understood that the online content is meaningful and is actually adding lots of value to people. I will say that we need to understand in the present scenario, negative is the new positive. In this phrase, this phrase is inch wide but a mile deep kind of a phrase. Understand the philosophy that how negative and positive have changed their sides. You need to, as a human, you need to be adaptable, you need to be ready, and you need to be eager to such kind of changes, which the sooner you adapt, the better would be the results. Whatever program you're joining, whatever university, 3 things you need to see. A, how big, how vast, how diverse are the programs, because that is transdisciplinary approach that is going to scaffold and support the transdisciplinary approach. How good is the infrastructure provided by the university, because the labs, the playgrounds are going to add meaning to your holistic development. And third, most importantly, what are the rankings? How the research forte is being taken up by the university? Is it generally just to do things, or it is your doctrine, it is something embedded and instilled as a DNA in the organization? While you're choosing the program, look to your belief, look to your what things gives you excitement. It's not just a sheep walk that everybody is following that particular program, so I'll also follow that particular program. Please refrain from that, because if you do that, then after 2 years or 3 years, you might find yourself into land nowhere treaded. But if you follow your excitement, if you follow the passion, you will surely land up in the best program, and you will become the best professional. My conclusive message to all of you is be truthful, because you can befool the world, but you cannot befool yourself. Study hard, play hard, and think big.